Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and today we are doing another pick a card. Today's pick a card, we are taking a look at what messages your spirit guides have for you right now. So we have 3 shells for you guys to pick from. Pile number 1 is this shell. I do not know the name, but this is pile number 1. Pile number 2, we have the limpet shell. I think it's a limpet shell anyway. It's pile 2. And pile number 3, we have this shell. So see which one you are drawn to. The timestamps are going to be in the description box as usual. And I will see you guys at your timestamps. Hey Pawan, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what messages and guidance your spirit guides have for you right now. So you guys chose this shell by here. I'm going to start with tarot and then we're going to move on to your oracle cards. So let's get in. So pile number 1, please, spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number 1s, please. Tap me in to the collective of my pile number 1s, please. Pile number 1. You guys have strong Lemurian and Atlantis energy. Very strong. Specifically Lemurian, but I keep being shown markings on the body, and whenever I tap into like Atlantean beings, they tend to have like symbols and marks on their physical body, and that's what I'm being shown. There's like a strong reference of it, to be honest. That energy may be being activated in you over the next year. I want to say year. I'm being shown a lot of dark purple. I feel like you guys are going to be down. I feel like your psychic gifts are going to be accelerating over the next year. I see you being put in a position for that to happen. It's almost like spiritual upgrades are very prominent for you guys. I feel like there's gifts breaking. Pile number 1. Guidance from pile number 1, spirit guides. Okay, we have the Emperor. Pile number 1. Messages from pile number 1, spirit guides, please. Oh, the card's just fallen. We have the 8 of Swords as well. If you hear noises, it's airplanes outside. Okay, the Emperor, 8 of Swords, pile number... I keep being shown somebody in like human skin. And I'm looking through the eyes of like my humanness and my human skin, and I'm like, I can't go this way. That it's like, I can't go through that wall. Like there's no way. It's not even logical that I'd be able to go through that wall. And then it's almost like I'm like, okay, I can't physically put my body through that wall, but what I can do is like jump out the body and kind of energetically step through it, like in a kind of lucid dream or in an astral projection. It's like I can do that then. So it's like I'm thinking outside of the box. I'm thinking beyond this 3D perspective. There's something about that. I feel like there may be like gifts about to break, or gifts getting a lot stronger for you guys in regards to like lucid dreaming, astral projection, remote viewing. That's what I see for you guys. Like if you don't know what remote viewing is, it's basically where, the way I do it anyway, I'll just close my eyes, and sometimes I don't even need my eyes closed, and I'll just energetically head wherever I want in the world and go walk around energetically in a different realm. It's basically what I'll do. If you are doing that, make sure you're protecting your energy and cloaking yourself. But I see those gifts kind of breaking for you guys, because I see you guys doing that. It's almost like I'm stepping out and I'm seeing what can't be seen with the physical mind. I feel like your psychic gifts are about to get very accelerated, more than they have been, to be honest with you. Pile number 2 of Wands. Pile number 1. Guidance from pile number 1, spirit guides. And we have Death. Okay, so what I'm actually being shown is inwardly in regards to your energy. I feel like you have transformed a lot, and I feel like you've grown and evolved. And what I'm actually being shown is a snake still with the skin of the old still on it, meaning I see you guys have really elevated and really grown, but I see you, it's almost like I'm in the same shell. Like you may be still in the same environment, you still may be doing the same things, eating the same foods, having the same routine, and there's a essence of a shake up needed, because it's like we're going to need to take that shell off now because we've completely outgrown it, and now that we've made more room, we need to make room for it. So we need our outer reality to look like our inner reality now, because I keep being shown somebody like I keep hearing a strong message, and it's almost like a female energy coming through, like stop playing small, and it's almost like stop doubting. And I want to say psychic gifts because it's psychic gifts that I feel like getting a lot stronger for you guys. But it's almost like, oh, I need to keep looking at it this way, and it's like, no, you do not. Or I need to keep playing small, and it's like, no, you do not. Or it's like, I need to stay in this environment, or I need to stay here, and it's like, no, you do not. It's like, it's time for a shift, and I see you guys wanting a shift. And that's where Spirit's like, we're going to be stepping out of our skin over the next year. And I don't think it's even a case of like, right, we need to, let's get moving. It's like, no, it's already happening. It's more so the message that's coming through is kind of like prepping you, because I see over the next year your psychic gifts getting more elevated, more psychic gifts breaking, and there's just a really, really strong message of trust from your spirit guides, to trust these movements and trust these shifts. Because I see you guys being called to like eat different foods, and that could be that is going to be different to all of you guys. Whatever journey you're going down, your diet's going to look different, and it's going to be a different diet for all of you no matter what journey you're going down. But I see some of you guys being called to eat different foods, as simple as like morning routines, but for some of you guys it's like, we need to get you out this house, and we need to bring you here, or we need to relocate you near, because I keep feeling this urge, and not just because there's shells here, but I just feel like there's an urge to be near the ocean or near water, because when we think of water is a lot less dense, and water purifies, so there's a need to be somewhere like that. Or I'm also being shown like up in the air. I don't know what that's about. Like it could be like having an apartment up in the air, or having a home like on a hill or something like that. There's this need for you to either be elevated or near water, literally. It's like I either need to feel a lot of air around me and be able to like, I feel like I'm a bird and I'm looking down, or I feel like I'm by the water and I'm being soothed. And I keep being shown water or air, whichever one resonates with either of you, kind of swirling around me, and almost like taking me out of this environment and placing me somewhere else. But like I always say, leap and the net will appear. I feel like there's going to be a lot of shifts that's going to be happening, and a lot of downloads and a lot of seeds being planted, where you're going to be like, I don't know the way, I don't know what way I'm going, I don't know how I'm going to make this happen. And it's just such a strong message coming through for you guys to trust your intuition, trust yourselves, and trust that when you leap, the net will appear. Because there's a lot of, I want to say the word help around you. I want to say the word help. I don't know if sometimes you guys have a struggle with like having people do things for you, or helping you out, or pouring into you, or taking and receiving. But I see over the next year, I see people being placed and positioned around you where they're helping you out. They're giving you a helping hand. They're putting you on to something. So I feel like there's a reference for you guys to be open over this next year, for opportunities of the highest good, or people of the highest good, because I see Spirit sending people to you. Like I'm being shown the owls from Harry Potter where they send envelopes. It's almost like I see Spirit sending people to you, to kind of make this path a lot easier for you. Like I'm seeing a lot of that coming through, because there may be something you're wanting to build, there may be a career you're wanting to get off the ground, or there may be just a lifestyle you're wanting to bring in, or a move. I keep being shown a move. I'm being shown a moving truck with boxes. Like I'm being shown a move, and I see that taking place over the next year. So it's like we're rearranging right now. So I feel like over the next year you're going to be feeling a little bit grounded, or a little bit gone with the ungrounded, or gone with the wind. But there's a method to the madness, and I see stepping stones being built. I feel like your inner world is going to start matching your outer world, but it's one step at a time. So stay open, because I see Spirit really strongly. And it's interesting, I'm being shown Lemurian and Atlantis energy, because what I find with those two energies specifically, when I connect with them, they talk to me in grids, they talk to me in geometric shapes, they talk to me in symbols. And that's kind of how I get a feel of an energy. It's almost like a symbol being activated. And I see, whether it's Lemurians or whether it's Atlantis beings around you, it's almost like there's symbols that I'm seeing, hands going over you, and like there's symbols being activated. And what I mean by that is energetically, you've made room, probably through clearing, purging, healing, all of that, working on yourself. You've made room for these symbols to be activated and for this newness to come in. So that's where I'm seeing these guides around you, because there's such strong Lemurian, Atlantis energy and vibes like around you. I see those energies being activated. So yes, of course, psychic gifts are opening, but I also feel like it's almost like a call. You might not be able to hear it, but it's like a call that's allowing these new energies to come in. And I feel like you guys I want to say you guys are fully aware of the shifts that are about to come in, because they're in your brain already. You may already be looking at cars, you may already be looking at houses, you may already be thinking of having a family of your own, and it could be already in your head. You could be thinking of love in like a really healthy way and opening up to it and getting excited for it. You could be opening up to the thought of a tribe and a friendship and getting excited for it. You could be you could find lately your taste for things is way more expensive than maybe what you currently physically have, but your taste in things and looking at things in more that may be a bit more expensive. It's like it's mirroring what's to come, if that makes sense, financially. And it could also be, you already have these ideas of where your career is meant to go, even if you don't have a fully 1, 2, 3, 4 like bullet point where your career is going to go. You have an idea, and I think that openness, but also that idea and that excitement, those are your little breadcrumbs. That's what's going to be being brought in. It's almost like there's little trailers being shown to you now of what's to come in, but I already feel like where you're about to head, or a lifestyle change or something shifting, because I already see you becoming it. It's almost like you are it inwardly, and now it's just going to be taking course physically. But you're being called to have a very, very open mind, because I feel like as far as paradigms, quote unquote, go, you've already shifted. Reality's catching up now. So stay open and just allow this flow to happen. Make sure you are grounding when you can, but I also feel like your way of looking at the word grounded or grounding your energy is going to start getting different. Like you may have grounded before, sticking your feet in the mud, sticking your feet in the forest, in the grass, wherever, and, just feeling grounded there. Your idea now of groundedness may be something completely different. Your idea now of being grounded may be focusing on the material, tapping into the material world, focusing on physical things, like for me, I don't feel very grounded when I go out in nature, because I tap into nature so deeply. So when I want to feel grounded, I have to feel human and I have to watch human TV shows, and I need to clean, and I need to do these like physical, humanly 3D things. So you may find that that's shifting as well. But I keep being shown like a lot of activations of psychic gifts, specifically in your dreams, astral projection, lucid dreaming, and remote viewing. They feel very, very strong to me. So really pay attention of your dreams, because I also feel like Spirit's going to be giving you messages in your dreams. And I also want to say that a veil is being lifted in regards to your dreams. So you may be having more wacky dreams than usual. You may be having more prominent messages come through in your dreams than usual. You may be having dreams where you're not even on earth and you're like, what is this? And you're trying to make sense of it. Your dreams may be getting a little bit more out there than usual, is what I want to say. But it's because there's a lot of shifting taking place. But I want to say, make sure that you are, because I wanted to say something else and then I said be careful. So it's almost like two messages have come through. What are they being careful about? You have your own map. Don't look at anybody else's. I see somebody looking to somebody else and feeling like, oh, but I don't have this, but I don't have that, but I don't have that. But that's not your map. I hope that makes sense. Like, we all have our different way of finding the treasure on that map. trust your journey and trust your process. Do not compare yourself to the people around you, because you're getting downloads, you're getting intuitive nudges of where you're meant to go. Don't try and force something to fit that isn't going to fit. Allow yourself to surrender, because when I said be careful, I wasn't even going to bring that message through, because that wasn't even what was coming through, but then my mouth went be careful, and I'm like, about what? But when I say be careful, I'm looking at other things, and it's almost like I want to go and buy this because this person has this, or they say, like, people are saying success is if you have this, so maybe I should go and have this. So then I'm maybe wanting to spend my money on something that I could put towards something else. So it's almost like I'm holding off on allowing this to flow in because I'm trying to focus on this, whereas your path is different, and the way your abundance or whatever it is you're trying to bring in is to come in, it's going to come in a slightly different way that's tailored to you. So be careful maybe where you're putting your money, or what you're, I see you, like, your intuition and your mind's here, but then you're looking like maybe somebody's off doing something else, and it's not even calling to your heart, but it's almost like maybe I should be doing this, or maybe I should be doing that, but you already know in your heart you don't even want to do that, and that's not even your path, but you maybe wanted to put money there, you know. So be careful where your money's going. And the other message, what was I saying on the other message? What was the other message coming through? I just keep hearing surrender, 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 surrender. This next year is going to be very shifty for you. I feel like there's going to be a lot of shifts. I see things going into your hand, and I feel like I keep being shown people being placed in front of you, either as a helping hand or to put you onto something. Like, randomly you're going to the dentist and there's somebody sitting next to you, and they just spark up a conversation. You're like, oh, nobody normally talks to me. Why is this person talking to me? And then they're like, oh yeah, I'm a financial advisor and X, Y, and Z. And then I'm feeling like, listen to this person. And then it's almost like they're putting you on to, like, where you can keep track of your money, or where you can put your money, or how you can invest in this. I see conversations being dropped in front of you, or people reaching out to you to help you, or just somebody randomly coming to help you, and little bits of information. It's almost like I'm giving you seeds, even that sometimes you're not even realizing it. Like, you could even overhear, I'm seeing somebody at a crossing. In the UK we call them zebra crossings. I don't know what you call them anywhere else, but I see somebody waiting at a crossing, and it's like somebody's like, these two people are having a conversation, and I'm listening in, and I'm like, that's a good idea. Like, things are being placed in front of you for a reason over this next year. So pay attention to what's showing up on your timeline. Pay attention to who's reaching out to you. Pay attention to who's having conversations. And when you listen to something and you think, oh, I'm intrigued about that, you're intrigued for a reason. Listen to your intuition there, because I see that being amped. I see you calling things in, like things just being magnetized towards you, because I feel like maybe for a time you had it. I'm being shown like a lever being up in a tunnel, and it's like, I don't need to focus on what's out there. I need to focus on clearing out within here. So I'm clearing out within this cave, and it's like, okay, I'm ready to open this lever. I open the lever, and now I'm calling things in. So now the bird's coming in, and this is coming in, and that's coming in. So it's all coming in now, because I'm magnetizing it to me, because I brought the lever down. And I think the work that you've done has allowed that lever then to go down, because it's like, I'm ready. So that's what I'm being shown here. Your inner world's about to look like your outer worlds. Pile number 1. Pile number 1. Messages from pile number 1's spirit guides. You have a lot of beings around you at the moment. We have the hare. That's really interesting, because normally I'm like, be the tortoise, not the hare. But I think this is coming in because the hare is coming through red, like grounded energy, and the hair is very quick. So I just feel like you may, as much as you can, create inner peace inwardly, because over this next year there's going to be a lot of thinking on your feet, physical shifts. So creating maybe a morning routine, an evening routine, or creating your home environment into a place of tranquility, into a place of peace, where you can introspect, you have that introspective time to yourself and really balance your energy. Because I feel like outwardly there's going to be a lot of moving around. It's like I feel like there's a jigsaw and I'm taking it apart to rebuild something different. So make sure that your home, or you take out moments of your day, or there's foods that you're eating that are going to root and ground you in as these shifts take place. One more card, please. I feel like this has already been happening slowly. It's now getting more rapid. It's like, I feel like it's been happening and trickling in slowly, and now it's getting a bit quicker. We have the environment card here. Yeah, I'm being told changes have already been started being made, but now it's like we're speeding it up. Yeah, environment. I feel like you're being called to tend to your environment, and I feel like over the next, I want to say 2 to 3 months, focus on rooting yourself. There's almost this feeling of a spring cleaning, cleaning out the home, maybe clearing out your emails, your texts, your phone log. Actually, it's a big, yeah. If you have like a business or something, start clearing out your emails and your texts, and I'm being told to-do lists. And if you guys do work for yourself, there's something about receipts and sorting out like receipts and sorting out that, getting finances in check, getting texts in check, getting my home in check, getting rid of the old because I'm bringing the new in. Yeah, literally. Clearing your mind too, which is like where the morning routine and all of that comes in. And we have burial ground here. What I like to do when I'm done with something, when we bury it into the ground, we give it to the earth. And by giving it to the earth to absorb and cleanse and transmute, it can then come back to us in a new form, to something new. The other day I had this Harry Potter nightgown, and it was like a Lego Hermione on it, and it said Lemgardium Leviosa, and I had it for years, and I would never ever get rid of it. And because I loved it so much, but it got to the point, when the image on it starts to get all like, I didn't even wear it anymore because the image was just faded and ratted, and I was just like, you know what, I'm clearing out, I'm gonna get rid of it. And my sister was like, no, you can't get rid of that, that's like iconic, like that's like your nightgown, that's your Hermione nightgown, like how could you get rid of that? And I was like, no, it's gonna come round in another way. And I got rid of it with a heavy heart because I was like, it's done, it's like, it's whatever. And I was gifted a Harry Potter hoodie with all the Lego people on it that was the same colour, like the burgundy Gryffindor colour. And I said to my sister, I was like, see, this is why you get rid of things and you transmute things when they're done with, to bring in something else. And with the burial ground here, I feel like you have been letting go of a lot, and I feel like physically you may be being called to declutter and change and shift so that physically new things can come in, because it really does happen. It really does happen like that. You'd be surprised. And there's something about you guys getting rid of something, releasing something. I like to go through my music playlists and my albums, because albums and music, I listen to them a lot to connect with feelings. But feelings pass and feelings fade. So it's like, okay, I really love this album like a year ago, but I don't really feel like I listen to that anymore. That's a really old vibe. I'm in with like the new, it's out with the old, in with the new. I'm going to bring in some new music as a new kind of palette for me, if that makes sense musically. It's a new TV show, it's a new soundtrack, and I like to do that, and it makes me feel fresh and new, and it helps me usher in new energy. So if you guys do like to listen to music a lot, I feel like that could help. It's just something I do. But yeah, I feel like you're being prepped. Pile number... Pile number 1. Your intuition's going to be a lot stronger as well. I feel really like my intuition's like snappy, like I'm really hyper aware and hyper vigilant of things at the moment. That's how I feel when I'm tapping into you guys. So we have the dog friend. Today I will love without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are an inspiration. I choose to be happy. I am a protector and friend. I love that. Let me get one more card and then I'll channel them. Pile number... Oh, maybe I should lift these cards up so you can see these ones so they're in the view. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Guidance from pile number 1, spirit guides. We have the bee community. You are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the queen of abundance. Wow. Yeah, I feel like there's some new energy coming in, pile number 1. I feel like you're bringing in some new energy. And like I was saying about being aware of like who's coming into your life, because with the dog friend and then bee community, I feel like you may be welcoming in new people, but also opening up to like maybe receiving from people, having new friends, opening up to love in certain situations, opening up to having your own community there. Or if your work is on some sort of platform, you may be bringing in a community there. I almost feel like there's newness. It's like a new TV show, new characters, new people. But I also feel like there's people that are going to be like a helping hand, helping you put things on. New acquaintances, colleagues. You may even start a new job. Because these 2 cards are showing that, you know, really, really strongly. But with be open to receiving sweetness, I feel like all that you've put out, you're about to get back, because the lever is you being open to receiving and open to surrendering and being open for it to come in, and for that guidance and for that help to come in, you know. Yeah, the back of the deck, we have the grizzly bear, power. I am indestructible. I honor my intuition and go where it leads. Love and gentleness are my real strength. I never give up. I will succeed. I feel like, especially with the bear here, like I feel like you guys have been prepping for this for some time. You guys may have been in a cocoon for some time, clearing out, or you guys may have been in a cocoon for some time, maybe working on getting the right criteria sorted, or working on getting your head down. I'm seeing somebody in the gym, or you guys could have you know, been working on your own psychic gifts inwardly, or doing shadow work, doing inner work, getting ready for this energy to come in. Because when I think of the bear, I always think of hibernation, and as you can see with him here, it's like winter, it's like snow all around him. And then we have, and behind the grizzly bear, we actually have squirrel, always prepared. So it's almost like you've been getting ready. And then dog friend, bee community, it's like you're bringing in that abundance. That's really interesting. Very interesting. So pile number 1, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoy your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pal 2, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what guidance your spirit guides have for you right now. So you guys chose the limpet. I think it's the limpet anyway. I'm going to start with tarot, and then we're going to move on to your oracle cards. So let's get in. So pile number 2, please, spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number 2s, please. Tap me into, I keep being shown like a cat's little beans, like, you know, the paws, like the skin on the paws, and I'm almost like I'm becoming a cat when I tap into you guys' energy, and I'm placing my paws, you know, the little padded bit on the ground, and it's like it's almost like I can feel the environment, or I can feel the groundedness of the earth. It's almost like I'm being shown human beings looking at a TV and satellite, and it's like, oh, I'm picking up information, I'm being told something, but it's like then I'm being taken to a cat, and it's like I have a knowing, and I'm putting my feet on the ground, and it's like, no, I have a knowing, like I can feel it. This is where I'm getting my satellite from. This is my source of information, but I wanted to say inspiration then, so that might add to the reading. I don't know what that's about, but we're gonna see. And now that I'm thinking about it, if that is a limpet shell, which I think it is, they stick to the rocks and you can't get them off. Like, they really just stick to the rocks and just stay there and stay stuck on. So yeah, there's something about that rooting and standing your ground and grounding in. What's that about? Pile 2, please, spirit guides. Messages from pile number 2, spirit guides, please. Messages from pile number 2's spirit guides. Okay, we have the 5 of Cups reversed. Pile number 2. Messages from pile number 2, spirit guides. We have the 7 of Cups reversed as well. Pile number 2. Messages from pile number 2, spirit guides. Have you been connected to the past recently? Like having old scenarios coming up, and old feelings coming up. Maybe even people that you completely forgot about, or people that you didn't even think you were emotionally connected to like that coming up, because I'm being told repressed energy, and then it's like coming up to me. Like, I feel it's almost like what was hidden, or it was like at a time that I felt this, I wasn't able to deal with it, so I buried it, and now it's coming up. I'm almost connected to like a certain time period or a certain person. The Hierophant, pile number 2. Some of you guys could be doing healing work on your inner teenager, I'm being told. Or there's just a certain time period in your life. The Hermit as well. There's something that you're thinking back to, and it's almost like, I wish I had the answer, but you know the answer. And I keep wanting to say to trust yourself. Because you guys are deeply intuitive, and I feel like you're hyper aware of even when, because I'm being taken back to a time where maybe you weren't as aware as you are now, but then I'm wanting to tell you, you were as aware then as you are now. You just didn't realize it at the time, because I keep being taken to a time period or a person that would have either hurt me or did something, but there's almost this feeling like I knew the truth even back then, but I buried it down. And whatever this truth is, it's actually setting you free. Like, whatever this truth is, it's almost helping you let go, but it's almost like, I keep being shown a scenario, this may be very specific, but I keep being shown, like, let's say you have a scenario with a friend, and you weren't aware, but that friend felt a type of way about you for whatever reason. So then that friend said something to you that was a lie, and it really hurt you. But it's almost like I'm looking back to that time period now, and I'm dealing with the feeling and the hurt that that person said that to me. But also I'm super aware that that person didn't even mean it, and that that person was only saying it to get at me, and that person actually felt like this, or that person was actually insecure, or that person was trying to get at me. And it's like, I'm super aware of it. And I was even aware of it back then, but I wasn't able to, maybe I didn't trust myself at the time, or I didn't trust my intuition at the time. So I took what they said at face value, and it hurt. And then I keep being shown you guys now having a scenario like that coming up. It could be with an ex, it could be with an old friend, it could be with a family member. And it's like, I hope this is going to make sense. I keep being shown your version of you back then that maybe discarded their own intuition is dealing with the human feeling of, that hurt me, that messed me up, that really disrespected me, I'm hurt, I'm grieving, I feel safe to do it now, let me grieve it. So it's like, I'm feeling that, so I'm getting caught back in that timeline where I'm thinking of that timeline, and I'm feeling the grief and I'm feeling the sadness. But at the same time, because of how much I've grown and I'm super connected to my intuition now, I'm super aware and have that higher awareness that that person was only saying that for this reason. Like, I keep being shown somebody putting a mask on and saying something to get at me, and they didn't mean it. It's like a low vibrational energy. I'm aware of it. So it's like, I understand from the higher perspective, but I'm also having the duality of feeling the deeper feelings from back then. And it's happening for you guys to release, so you guys can let go. But right now, you may be very, very focused on a specific person or a specific time period right now. It's nothing really to do with the person. It's to do with the feelings. 5 of Cups reversed, 7 of Cups reversed. It's to do with the feelings that you didn't process back then. Maybe there was a lot going on you didn't have the time to. Maybe it was so deep or maybe so hurtful at the time you didn't know how to deal with it, so you repressed it. That happens, and it doesn't matter if you were 30, 40, 50 when this happens. It doesn't matter. There's always going to be times where we might not be able to feel something really deeply, and we might repress it for a sec, but it's coming up and we're feeling it. So we're feeling into the human emotion as well as understanding the intuitive part of it, because it's almost like my human self is still looking for, the human version of me is still looking for an understanding as to why they said that, but my higher self and my inner self knows why they said it, and they didn't really mean it, or there wasn't really much truth to it, they were just trying to hurt me. And I just need to make them conjoin. I need that version of me to understand that, and the way that they will, I don't even think it's that, I feel like you really need to sit with these feelings of sadness, grief, maybe guilt, anger, frustration, and I think you need to feel them out, because the minute you do, you would have made room for those emotions to be released, and that higher awareness and that higher understanding is going to take its place, and I feel like you're going to find inner peace with it. And it may be a little bit uncomfortable, or there's a lot of discomfort I'm feeling, or just sadness, or like, why? I don't get it, why? Just allow yourself to sit in these feelings. They are going to pass. That version of you, I want to say inner teenager, but for some of you guys, like, I am being taken to the 20s. I'm also being taken to the 40s as well. Yeah, I don't know why 2 and 4 are standing out to me, 20s, 40s. You could have been like 42 or 24. I don't know. Those numbers are really sticking to me. It could be a number you're seeing a lot as well, 2 and 4. Anyway, like I was saying, I feel like the reason that time period is coming up, because some of you guys may be focusing on a time period. Maybe it was 2014. Could be, it could be that. But I feel like you're being stuck on that time period right now. Maybe songs are coming up, thoughts or experiences from that time period are coming up, because that version of you is going, oh, I feel safe and I've got these things to come up. Let's process them, please. So you're feeling it, and you may be feeling angry and frustrated. That's okay. If you want to write a letter, an angry note or something like that, you can, and burn it. That could help. But for some of you guys, it's more so just feeling the feelings. Maybe listening to music to help these feelings come through. Feel them, let them come out. Oh, that's why you chose the limp bit. There was a version of you, okay. There was a version of you stuck. That's what the limp bit was stuck on the rock for. We're sticking to something. It's like, I'm stuck here and I feel insecure because of it. This is where my insecurities are coming from, or this is where I feel like I have trust issues from, or this is where I feel like I can't trust anybody. And it's like that limp bit stuck, but the limp bit needed to feel safe in order to let go of that rock, because it can't feel the ocean behind it. So the tide's coming in, and now that I can feel the ocean around me, the limp bit can let go and go back out to sea. That's what's happening. You're collecting that version of you and the feelings that had stuck to that timeline, that rock, and you're bringing it home. But to do that shell, it needs to feel the ocean behind it. So we need to hold space for that version of you to feel these feelings. Kind of like soul retrieval. So you're feeling these feelings, and once they're out, and it's going to be a bit uncomfortable, that's when you're going to be taken back out to sea, and that higher awareness is going to come through. And that's why I was being shown the cat. You've always been super intuitive. I feel like you were super aware even when you were younger of the higher meaning of certain things. That's why I was being shown the cat placing its paw on the ground and being able to pick up on things. You've always had that intuition, but there were times where your own humanness was like, oh, I don't know if I should listen to that, and took the human part of it at face value because you needed to learn lessons, even though intuitively you knew why certain things were happening, but you had to like be the human and look at the TV and listen to that for a sec. But now you've plugged back in, those versions of you are like, oh, I have this feeling from here, and it's being cleared. That's what's happening. That's why you chose the limp bit shell, because there's a higher awareness now that you're this version of you. I'm not even gonna, I want to say inner teenager, because I feel like a lot of you guys, it could be connected to your teens, but it could be from any, age. And that version of you is like, okay, you seem to be really listening to your higher awareness right now. You seem to be really listening to your intuition right now. I'm still stuck on that rock, so can you, bring that here? So the tide's coming in to meet the limp bit, so the limp bit can let go. That's what's happening. And we have the 9 of Pentacles at the back of the deck. So I feel like that's going to bring a state of inner peace. I feel like you're about to reach a state of inner peace and balance. And I feel like it's almost like something's coming back to you. I'm hearing Moana when she sings You Know Who You Are. You know, when she has the heart of Te Fiti and she goes across the ocean and she says, this is not who you are. She says, they have stolen the heart from inside you, but this does not define you. This is not who you are, who you really are. And she puts their heart of Te Fiti back in because she's this angry lava demon, and she turns into, you know, Te Fiti, who is like this mother goddess deity, and she restores all of nature back, and she's back to her essence. And I feel like that is very much what's happening here. But you need to feel into whatever it is. It could be anger, it could be feeling disrespected. All of these feelings are valid. Don't, when you're feeling them, and I know it's uncomfortable, don't be angry at yourself for feeling these feelings, because this version of you is bringing them up to the surface to go, okay, I'm ready to feel into this now. Can you help me make sense of this now? Can you hold me while I release this now? I didn't feel safe before. So don't feel angry at yourself, because that's you ready to release and let go of what was never yours to hold on to. The lesson's been learned, we're ready to let it go, and you have that higher awareness now. So that's what's happening here, which is really beautiful. That's why you've been thinking of that person, that time period, you know, that experience. And I know it can be painful and uncomfortable and confusing as well. It's confusing because you could feel like I've made leaps and bounds and I'm thinking of this, and it's like, why am I thinking of that? I thought I would have gone way past that. But you're bringing that part of you home, you know. Pile number, the limpet's going back to sea. That's what's happening. I'm hearing the Hannah Montana song, You Always Find Your Way Back Home. Because as far as, you know, some sea creatures, they stay on the sand when the tide goes back out. They get washed up. But when the tide comes back and they can go back out with it. You know, the shells and the crabs and, you know, all of that. They might get washed up. But within a couple of hours, the tide comes and they go back, because they're all one. When you look at it from a high perspective, they're all part of the ocean. They are all one, you know. And it's the same with human beings and animals. Like, we're all part of the animal kingdom. We're all part of nature. And as much as we stray and we watch the TV and we disconnect, we're always going to find our way back, because we're all one and we're all part of Mother Gaia anyway. And that's what's happening. You're bringing these parts of you back. Whenever I see a deer, we have the deer here, I think of innocence. Because I always think of like Bambi, and I think of like the purity and the innocence that they hold. And I think maybe the version of you that's maybe wanted to weep or cry or feel these feelings was a version of you that never expected something like that. I feel like you were almost hit at your most vulnerable. Wherever that may have been, it could have been your heart space. I feel like you were hit at your most vulnerable, or you were being hit at a vulnerable time. But the deer grows its antlers, you know, and they're there to protect it as well. And I feel like you've grown. The antlers to me are representing like spiritual knowledge. So I feel like you know to trust your antlers now. You know to trust your knowledge now. You know to trust your inner knowing. So that little deer within you is coming out to go, okay, I'm ready to frolic in the woods and feel any of these feelings or whatever. I know these antlers are going to protect me, and I have that higher knowing. And I think that's what's coming together here, which is really beautiful. Pile number 2, please. Pile number 2. Pile number 2, please. Spirit guides. Pile number 2. Roots. We have the heart here as well. Yeah, I feel like this, whatever it is, it's something that was buried. And I also feel like for a time period, you would have completely forgotten about it because it was pretty buried within. It was always going to come up when it felt safe to. At the time period, it didn't feel safe to. So it was pushed within, and I feel like you've been watering your roots and taking care of you, and this version of you has heard the call and gone, oh, you're really starting to feel safe feeling these feelings, and that version of me released that, and now they're doing good, and that version of me released that, and now they're flourishing, and it's like, I want to do the same thing. I want to I want to release this and I want this to come up. So that's basically what's happening right now. I think you've been tending to your roots, to be honest with you. And I think that's why it's coming out. And then we have the honeybee. A lot of this could also have targeted your solar plexus, so your own inner self-worth and your own confidence. Maybe even without you knowing, it could have. And I feel like that's maybe why it's coming up and being released. I'm being shown like the ocean bed, like the floor of the ocean, and it's almost like being lifted up. And like loads of new finds are coming out, like new shells and new, you know, like jewelry that's been lost for ages. It's all coming up. I feel like that's what's happening maybe in your energy right now. But I feel like there's something that's yours from this time period that's going to actually be very restorative for you. I think it's going to be, I think it's going to send you into a bit of a rebirth in regards to your own confidence and who you are. I don't know if somebody said something to you or put you down or, you know, just really made you not trust people or not feel confident in yourself. I kind of feel that when I tap in here. I feel like I need to play small or hide or unworthy, and I feel like that's what's been entangled for a lot of you. Pile number two, please. I forgot how much I love these cards. I haven't used them in a while and I forgot how much I love them. I think I needed to tailor my own energy to resonate with them more, because the last time I used them I didn't resonate with them as much. Maybe I had to wait, maybe I had to grow into it, I don't know. Pile number two, what have we got? Hang on. We have, oh god, we have the humpback whale. Let's make sure that focuses. Sing healing songs for the world. Your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. Align with your purpose and the power in your soul. While you are feeling these feelings that may be very heavy, remember that inner knowing that you have about this situation, because whatever situation I'm talking about for you guys, whichever one you're feeling, there's something you already know is true about this situation. There's something you already know about this situation. There's something you already see or could even see back then from a higher perspective. You know, this could have even been somebody you were in like a partnership with and they did like you or did care about you, but maybe they felt some type of way and told you they didn't, but they did. And you know that they did, you know, but they were just putting that kind of face on. So it's like having that inner knowing and understanding. I think it's really going to guide you through this as well. I don't see it lasting long, either because you already worked through a lot of it. It could have been the eclipses that brought this up for you. Or it's just something that was literally just like a thorn. Or it could be that you're probably so used to clearing, you know, it's just like, oh, I'm going to clear this and then it's going to be gone. And it could feel deep right now, but then in like a week or two, you're like, oh, I forgot about it again. Like it just kind of, you know, but you had to feel into it. Yeah. I feel like music is very healing for you guys in, you know, feeling these feelings and feeling these energies pass you by. We have the polar bear mystic. Know that challenges make you stronger. Have faith when you face adversity. Take time to rest, dream, and renew your strength. Embrace your psychic abilities. You carry the shaman within. That's a really beautiful card, isn't it? I love that. I love polar bears. They're like one of my favorite animals. I love them a lot. I know that challenges. Yeah, I feel like because you guys are super psychic, I feel like sometimes you'll have experiences in life and with people where you kind of know how it's going to end, or you know things that maybe you kind of shouldn't, but because you're super psychic, you are aware of it. And this is why you get confused, because you'll feel feelings of like anger and upset, but then it's almost like, I'm confused though, because I knew not to trust that person, but I still trusted them. But I knew, but it was because you needed to learn like a certain lesson. Your human self needed to learn that, because I feel like you kind of walk between two realms, and I think that's kind of interesting. So it's like, that's why you kind of get confused then, because it's like, I'm feeling this feeling, but I know the truth of the situation, but I'm still feeling it. And it's because you always move with duality. So your human self is always harboring and feeling things that your higher self's like, oh no, like, I can see where this is coming from. But we are still human, and we still need to feel and process those emotions. And I feel like sometimes that can be confusing to you. And I feel like more so back in the day, you know, it's almost like you'd understand something, or you'd have an intuitive nudge about something, but it would still happen, or you'd still allow it to happen because there was enough of a veil to have you experience it so that you could learn something. I hope that makes sense. So it would cause confusion for you. And I see that now. It's almost like I understand the higher meaning, so why am I upset? Or I understand that they didn't even mean that. I can see the truth of it, so why am I still upset? I don't understand. But it's because you're moving in duality, and your human self is still holding on to these feelings. So just allow these feelings to pass, because then what's going to take its place is that higher knowing, you know. Before, you might not have trusted your higher knowing or your intuition, or something could have hurt so much it almost blinded it, you know, so that you weren't able to digest it as much. The back of the deck, we have Coyote, revealer of truth. Don't take things too seriously. Make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly. Look out for the traps and tricks of life and learn from them. Whatever this time period is, I feel like you were either going through a lot, so you weren't able to see things from the best perspective, or maybe you were going through a shadow period, or you were learning really, really tough lessons, so it was harder for you to keep your foot on the ground and move with your higher knowledge, or hold on to your higher knowledge. But that time is over. You stand in that now. That version of you that maybe was too scared to stand in that, or didn't see their worth to stand into it, or didn't trust themselves yet, and that's part of the process. That version of you needs to feel into these emotions. The minute you feel into them, this higher knowledge is going to take its place, and what you'll take then is the lesson moving forward, which is only going to equip you further, you know. I see this being over in a couple of weeks. For some of you guys, it could even be a matter of days, depending on how much you feel into it. But I don't see this being much of an issue by the time we hit December. If you're watching this in the future, I don't see this being much of an issue when we hit the next month forward. I think that you're going to ace this and clear this as quickly as it came. And I think you're going to have a lot of inner peace, and there's something you're going to retrieve back from this. It's like I'm being shown Harry Potter when Dumbledore had to drink the drink from the goblet, and if he drank all of the drink, which was like poison, it was like killing him, if he drank all of it, one of the Horcruxes would appear at the bottom of the cup, like a necklace. So I see you guys drinking it. It's not nice, but you're drinking it because you have to, and then it's almost like the necklace is there. So there's something being retrieved back, but it had to be at the other end of feeling into these emotions, because that was what was being hidden. And for a lot of you guys, I do feel like it's a level of confidence, or something tapped into your self-worth or self-worthiness, and I think that's going to come back, because I see you guys. There's a sound at the moment on TikTok, and it's like, oh my god, I feel like me again, and I'm hearing that. So that's something that's kind of going to be revealed to you. So yeah, pile number 2, that is what I have for you guys. I feel like the ocean's coming in to unstick you from that rock. And I know it's heavy, but we're all in this together. This eclipse season has been very heavy. Things are coming up, and I'm just sending you guys all of my love. Know you're protected, and know this too shall pass. And I feel you're going to be feeling very revitalized very soon, because I can see it. Okay, like I said, I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey Pal 3, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what guidance and messages your spirit guides have for you right now. So you guys chose this swirly shell. I'm going to start with tarot, and then we're going to move on to your oracle cards. So let's get in. So pile number 3, please, spirit guides. Pile number 3. Tap me into the collective of my pile number 3s. Tap me into the collective of my pile number 3s. I feel like jewelry is very prominent for you, and if not, I feel like that could be like an ancestral thing. There's a reference of you guys feeling empowered with jewelry. Like I'm being shown lots of rings and bracelets. I'm being more so taken to your ancestors. Like, I don't know, maybe because some of you guys when you were younger, you may have worn like hand pieces. I'm also being taken to somebody as a child having loads of bangles on their wrist and really enjoying that. Like, I keep being shown a lot of jewelry, and jewelry being significant, or where I'm placing the jewelry intuitively being significant. So that's just a message coming through, because I feel like you may find power in that, or that may connect you to your ancestors or ancestral knowledge. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, that's something coming through. And if you are going to be wearing jewelry on your hands, this is the hand of energy going outwards. This is the hand of bringing energy inwards. Left is in, right is out. But also, if you intuitively feel like it's different for you, it can be different for you. It's not always going to be the same on everyone. Anyway, let's get in. Pile number 3. Yeah, some of you may be being called to buy jewelry or significant pieces of jewelry. Pile number 3. Pile number 3. Okay, we have the 5 of Wands. We have the 2 of Swords reversed. Pile number 3, please, Spirit Guides. Pile number 3. Oh, goodness, your cards are falling all over the floor. I'm hearing I do things my way, or it's time I do things my way. 3 of Wands. This card's falling on the floor as well. Hang on. Pile number 3. Messages from pile number 3, Spirit Guides. 8 of Cups as well. Yeah, I'm hearing I want to do things my way. You know the Calvin Harris song, My Way? I don't know the lyrics, but he's like, something, did it my way, or I'm going to do it my way. I don't know. I'm just sharing the Calvin Harris My Way song. 8 of Cups, and then the back of the deck, we have the Knight of Wands. At the back of the deck. Okay, 5 of Wands. 2 of Swords. Reversed. 3 of Wands. 8 of Cups. You guys are naturally very headstrong. Like, you're very, very headstrong souls. You also your ancestors are coming in really strongly for you guys. I feel like your ancestors are very, very bold and very strong-minded as well. I feel like that's where you get it from. I don't know if you've activated something ancestrally recently, or you're just opening up to it, or maybe it's always been there but it's getting stronger. But I see a lot of souls around you, and ancestors can go back times, eons and eons, you know, even to like Lemurian, Atlantis, Avalonian times, even before that. And I see a lot of beings kind of like around you, and it's almost like I feel like it's not even that I'm activating. I feel like you've activated everything by yourself. It's, you know, at the beginning of Moana, where the whole town is like helping each other out, like you have everyone positioned at different places. Like one of them is like teaching this, one of them is getting the crops, one of them is doing this. And then I'm thinking of like Encanto, the Disney movie, where they rebuild the house after it's broken down, and they're all working together to like rebuild this house, like this big, you know, magical house, and the whole town comes and helps them. And being shown that, and it's almost like, how do I put this into words? It's almost like I'm used to doing everything on my own and doing it my way, but now that I'm opening up, or I'm opening up to receiving. Some of you guys may have been recently working on receiving and opening up. It's almost like your ancestors are coming through like, oh, you're finally receiving, cool, we can help. And then I see things being moved. Like I see somebody picking up a massive tree and just chucking it to the side. It's like, I've been wanting to move this for a while. Thank you for letting me help you. And I just see like a lot of souls spiritually like around you, like, oh, they want help. Oh, they're open to the help. Oh, let's help. Very similar to pile 1. You may have been drawn to pile number 1 as well. So that's something that I'm picking up. And also, if you were drawn into pile number 1, this would make sense. But if you weren't, that's fine as well. I see people coming into your life to help out, to help bring things into fruition, or to help you receive and bring balance, or bring healing, or bring abundance into your everyday life. I feel like you've always done things by yourself. Like, you've had the drive, you've had the vision, you've been connected to spirit, like, you've made moves, maybe you've danced to the beat of your own drum, but there's a feeling of always doing it by myself. But something has clicked in your energy where I've got to do it myself. It doesn't even feel like it's an option anymore. It's like, no, why should I do it by myself? It's clicked in my brain. Something shifted in my brain. I'm like, why should I do stuff by myself all the time? Why should I be the one doing everything? Why can't I have help? Why can't I receive? Why can't I have this? Why can't I have that? And it's like switch. So it's like, no, I am going to have that. I'm worthy of that. Or I'm ready for that, or I'm open to that. And now it's like coming in, and that's why I'm being shown your ancestors. I don't know if you've recently been connecting to your ancestors, or it's just being awoken within you, but it's almost like it's not just physically spirits here in you, like, oh, we can help you. Oh, okay, great. I don't know if you've set out an intention with your ancestors to like bring in wisdom or activate gift or bring in abundance, but it's like there's like a lever, and they're like, oh, cool. And there's a lot of spirit around you, and it's like we're moving. I've literally been shown the scene from Encanto where we're like moving things and shifting things, and it's almost like I have knowledge coming through in my brain of how to move things. And then it's almost like I'm wanting to make changes then in my environment, or I have this jolt of energy, and I'm ready to like make changes, but then I'm seeing people around me going, no, don't do it like that, don't do it like that. And it's like, no, I'm doing it my way. I'm doing it my way. And I see that being influenced by spirit around you because they're helping you. Like, I see you with like somebody in your family, and you're like baking a pie, and you've always baked it one way, and like, because down the line your ancestors may have forgotten like a key ingredient, and then like there's a family member going, wait, don't do it like that, that's not how we do it, it's like this. And you're like, no, there's something we need to add here, there's something we need to add. And then you're having that idea, it's like, let's put cranberries in it, and everyone's like, why would we put cranberries in it? But not realizing that it's an ancestor telling you to put cranberries in it because you've at one point somebody forgot to add cranberries on the list, so you're down the family line, you forgot putting cranberries in the pie, and it's actually a health benefit, and you have decided, no, I'm going to do it my way, and you put the cranberries in, and all of a sudden the pie is better, and it's helping you physically. So it's like, see, I should have done it this way, you know? And you can apply that to whatever, because we're not really talking about pies here. That was just an analogy. This is where your ancestors are coming through, like, yes, before that happened, or before this happened, we were doing it like this. Yes, bring it through. And I feel very emotional, like I want to cry, because it's like, oh, they're doing it. Like, before we didn't step towards relationships powerless like that. Before we didn't step towards relationships in a power play. That just happened down the line. Let's do it differently. And then I see maybe family members that are still with you now going, no, not like that. And you're like, no, I'm doing it my way. Because it's like you're bringing it back on track. It's like you're clearing the path that was forgotten about. And that could be in anything. That could be in regards to your career, money, finances, the way you look at life. Opening up to help, opening up to receiving, open up to having a helping hand. You know, and because of that, because there's this feeling of heard you loud and clear, we can help now. You've like created room for this path, and now we can help. So now it's like it's like you've shifted that lever. It's like, no, I'm open to receiving the guidance. I'm open to receiving help. I don't need to do this all by my own. And I'm hearing somebody go, it doesn't always have to be heavy. It doesn't always have to be hard. It doesn't always have to be a struggle. It doesn't. And I'm seeing somebody say that, and then it's almost like shifting something. I saw a quote the other day, and I'm being shown it, and I can't remember it specifically, but it was something like, just because the story started that way doesn't mean it has to end that way. The pen is in your hand. It was something like that. And I see you guys almost like accepting something for a little bit, and then going, no, I'm not accepting that. I'm doing things differently. I'm doing it my way. my way or the highway. Like, that's what I'm hearing, and I feel like you're feeling more passionate about it, because I see ancestors and beings around you like, yes, like, you get it, like, it's coming through. And I see passion coming, like a zest for life, or like passion coming through, or just little ruptures of light coming through that you're able to pull from, that's going to create like that newness, if that makes sense. Yeah, Two of Swords reverse. I'm here and I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Let's put this down. Let's move somewhere else. We were never meant to be here. We're meant to be over here. Who said that we needed to keep working on this tree? That, you know, it died a long time ago, this tree. There's no reviving it. But if we take the tree down and we bury it in the earth, take the seeds that were left and plant them over here, where there's sunlight, and where it's going to get the nutrients, then we can build off the foundations of it and learn from what happens here. That's what I'm picking up from. Like, that's what I'm picking up. And because of that, I feel like there's ancestors almost coming to you. And I see you guys feeling very connected to them, or wanting to like wear certain things, or wear certain jewelry, or eat certain things. Or maybe study a certain language, you know? You could even be hearing that language. I have some Irish ancestors, because I have like Ireland, like ancestral wise, back up. And yeah, sometimes my ancestors will speak to me in Irish, and it's just a completely different language to take in. But, you know, that comes through. And, you know, even languages you may not have even heard before, you might not even be aware of. I feel like that's coming through. You're connecting with that. Because it almost feels like there's an army around you. And there's this feeling of, oh my God, finally. And then it's like we're running in. And it's like I'm creating a sense of community, because I keep being shown Moana. And the town and them all having their own roles. But I'm hearing the song All of You from Encanto, where the town come in to help them build the house, and they say that we have no gifts, but we are many, and we'll do anything for you. And they come in and help them build the home. And that's kind of how this feels. It's like I'm building something back up with the help of... You may also be feeling called to connect with certain family members that you might have drifted from, or you just didn't grow up super close to. That's only for some of you guys, though, because there's like a union kind of happening, only if that resonates. Yeah, let's pull some more cards. Pile number 3, messages from pile number 3, spirit guides. I would say to meditate on your ancestors right now, and see what guidance they have for you right now. I see them working magic in your life genuinely right now. Like, I see movement and shifts and changes happening energetically, but I also feel like they're almost wanting you to connect, because it's almost like I've got someone to go to bring messages through that I trust. There could be somebody that's crossed over, somebody coming through quite prominent, that's standing there, maybe ready to pass on some messages to you. What do we have here? What cards do we have? Oh, we have Cat. Some of you guys may have some ancestors that have incarnated as like family pets, or just maybe connected to family pets. That's what I'm hearing for some of you guys. I love that card. And then we also have Monkshood. On the back of the deck we have Fish. Okay. I love these cards. I said this for the other piles, but I really do love these cards so much. They're so pretty. Okay. I just want to make sure that up, because I'm going to be pulling other cards and I want you to see all the cards. Okay, Cat, Monkshood. Straight away with this card over here, that's what I'm being called about the seeds. It's almost like there's a dead plan, or there's something where it's like it's not getting what we're not getting what we need from this tree. Like, there was a time where this tree was booming, and you know, there was a proper harvest, and there were these fruits that came from the tree, and we got everything that we needed. But for some reason that's not happening now, and it's because we need to cut off what's withered, and we need to lift the tree up from its roots and place it somewhere else where there's more sunlight, where there's more of X, Y, and Z, and we need to move it, or we need to, if the tree has genuinely died and we're just accepting it, why don't we bury it into the earth, say thank you for its lessons, and then allow nature to gift us with a new tree? Why aren't we doing that? Why aren't we trying something different? Why aren't we looking at it different? Why don't we move differently? Why are we just accepting this? Why am I just accepting that this is my view on life? Or why am I just accepting that this is people's view of me? Or why am I just accepting that I have to struggle, or I have to have this and that? And it's almost like I'm shifting it. And then I see people around me saying, you can't do that, you can't do that. It's like, yes, I can, because we did before. Honestly, that's what's coming through, and that's what I'm getting here. And with this this cat card here, I feel like you guys have always, because when I'm thinking of my cats, and like, I know when they're seeing beings around the house. It's very, you're aware when they're seeing beings around the house. You see their ears pick up, they move around, they see what we don't see, you know. And I see you being young and being able to see things differently, because it's like there's knowledge, there's like inner knowledge, and it's like, I want to do this differently, I want to do that differently, I want to pave my own way, I want to do this differently. Like, I see you guys even from young doing things differently, maybe going through similar experiences, but it's like I'm dealing with it differently, because it's like I have knowledge. I can hear birds outside really strongly. Some birds may be very connected to you guys. I'm hearing them tweet. I don't know if you can hear. Be quiet. I hope you can hear that. My washing machine is going at the same time. Yeah, birds may be very strong, and your ancestors may connect with you through birds, 100%. But I'm seeing your energy as the cat, like seeing between the realms, and I feel like you've got, and with the cat having green eyes, it's a connection to the heart chakra, and she actually has this really prominent heart swirl on her body there, if you can see. So I just feel like you've been planting seeds, but maybe one of those things that you hadn't shifted yet was the need for community, or the need for help, and for that new information to come through. Maybe you weren't aware of it yet. So it's almost like your ancestors, the same way you had knowledge and you've planted it in this family line, I feel like your ancestors beforehand have knowledge too, and I feel like you're opening up to that. So it's almost like a grand force. That's where I'm being shown a really big tree being picked up and moved, because it's like a grand force of like new ideas, because it's not just you that would have new recipes or new ways of doing it. Your ancestors do too, and there's things that may have been forgotten that they're almost whispering to you right now that are going to be activated. So it's like, instead of, they're saying, don't let that pass you by. Like, when you're having these intuitive nudges to do something different, or change up this, or shake up this, do it. And when you want to do something, then you feel hesitant, like, oh, this is my first time doing it, do it. That's your nudge. Listen to your boldness. Like, that's part of you, because I feel like the way your ancestors come through is very bold. Like, I'm speaking my mind, you know what I mean? I'm doing my own thing, by the way. There's a lot of, like, I keep being taken to Moana when she knew that she had to get on that boat and go across the ocean, because it was like, that was how she connected to her ancestors as well. So there's a lot of connection there. And when I think of Encanto, it's like the home family. There's a lot of family roots coming through here. Way beyond maybe what some of you even know. I'm hearing there's many gifts that some of you guys have today that came from them too. Yeah. Pile number. You also may be one of your own ancestors. You may have incarnated in this family line before. And it's like, I'm incarnating again. So I can get this tree back to health, because when I was there before, the tree was working fine. So let's get that back. I feel like you may be a part of that. Pile 3. Messages from pile number 3, spirit guides. It's more so your ancestors than your spirit guides coming through. I just see you super connected to them. Cats may be very prominent as well, and birds. Yeah, birds. I'll read them for you now. Let me just put these cards down. And as I say, cats, Veda's just perked up. I think it's because you can hear the birds. Jasper's here as well. but he's sleeping. He doesn't really care about birds. He's a bit scared of them. Spirit is very interested though. Yeah, cats and birds, very strong for you guys. So we have the Lynx, Keeper of Secrets. Take time out from the world and be the observer. Nothing can deceive you when you trust your knowing. You see other secrets and keep them sacred. In silence and solitude, you will find your strength. So that's the first card that we have. Let me move these up so you can see all of the cards, because they're really, look at that, 2 different cards come through. And then we have the Hawk, Messenger. Spirit is sending you messages. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. And that's literally what you're doing. I feel really excited to say that to you guys, like, let yourself ascend to new heights, because I feel like that's what you're doing. You've always been super aware of your mission to a degree, or like what you needed to do to break maybe ancestral patterns. I feel like you came equipped with that. It's almost like I'm here with a satchel. I'm literally being shown the kid from Up with his little bag, and I don't know why that's being represented as you guys for some reason. Then it's like I've got my little bag, and it's like I'm going in, you know. And it's like you had all of these seeds that you were going to plant anyway. And I think this is where your ancestors come through. It's almost like you've made a connection where there hasn't been one for a while, to allow this energy to come through. It's almost like you've got to the root, made room with the root for this to come through, or to find what's needed to get these messages or these new energies to come through. Because yeah, I feel like you've been clearing to make that connection, to be honest with you, for them to come through quite strongly, to be honest with you. There's something about cats and being connected to your ancestors though. I feel like you may find cats follow you or cats show up. You may even find that like stray cats, like maybe you've had, it could be dogs as well, but I just feel like really strongly it's cats here. But I just keep being shown like stray cats finding you and finding a home within you, and I do feel that's like ancestors as well coming through, bringing you messages and looking out for you. And that may be very strong in your family line as well, the connection to cats. But then I'm also being shown birds, given intuitive nudges and given messages, even if you don't realize it yet. Like I feel like spirit connect with you with birds because they've been quiet this whole time. I wish I could show you. Jasper and Veda are both sitting at the window together, watching the birds on the roof make their noises. They're both just sitting there watching them. It's so cute. They're very interested. Yeah, but I feel like your ancestors are around you really, really strongly right now, bringing through messages. You may even see cats or hawks and birds in your dreams. You may even have birds that visit your home or around your home. There's a strong level of protection here, and I see you activating these really beautiful energies. The back of the deck we have Loon, Intuitive. Listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. There's 2 cards representing solitude here. In silence and solitude, you will find strength. And then emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. So you may be feeling called to go inward right now to listen to messages your ancestors have for you, or guidance your ancestors have for you right now. I do feel like you guys sitting in introspection and feeling feelings and clearing them. I feel like that is where you find your strength. I feel like that is where you activate these energies, and I feel like that is where you get a lot of messages. So make sure you're making time out for that and clearing your mind to bring these messages through, because we could be on our own every day, but we could be filling it with noise, you know, and music and TikToks and YouTube videos and, you know, whatever. And yeah, there's this feeling of silence to listen in. Very connected to spirit you guys are, because I'm thinking of this shawl, and when you stick it upright, the higher up it's going, it's like higher knowledge. And if you see, it's darker down here but it gets lighter, and when we go up to the crown, it's like a purple, but then it goes into like a whitey color, which connects us to the, you know, other realms, basically the higher realms. And that's what we've got here. So I feel like you guys are very connected that way, but I feel like you've been kind of rooting yourself in to connect with your ancestors on earth too, with this darker energy at the bottom. And I feel like that's what you guys have been doing, which is really, really beautiful. And I feel like they're bringing messages through into the physical with the color here. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, pile number 3, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching.